This year's draft may go down as one of the worst ever. Apparently, having the first overall pick is equivalent to drafting Tobias Harris. The scarier part is the anonymous team member who said this didn't clarify if that meant regular season Tobias or playoff edition. This is a weird feeling to have before a draft because for the first time in a very long time, there is no clear-cut number one overall hyped prospect. Finally, a year without hearing, quote, the next LeBron or the new Wilt Chamberlain. With the new generation of talent that has taken over the league in recent years, we have not had a draft that wasn't hyped up. We're coming off Wemby, perhaps the most hyped prospect of all time, and clear-cut favorites in Paolo, Cade, and of course, Ant Edwards. Ant Edwards, with the pandemic, didn't get the hype he deserved, especially after Zion had the next LeBron super hype the year prior. This draft is screaming Tyson Chandler class or Kenyon Martin class. Role player heavy with some guys who could develop into a 1 or 2 time All-Star. But you can't fall asleep on the class. You never know when that hidden steal second rounder is going to arrive or that project player that could develop into an MVP. This draft may also be good for already established teams. There are several players available that from an eye test standpoint look like they can fill important roles on contending teams. This class feels like a Josh Hart class, a Danny Green kind of class. There's even another guy whose name is similar to Nikola Jokic, and he can make an open jumper and perform a no-look pass to an open shooter. This is fundamental greatness that can help win now teams. Sam Presti would have a ball in this draft, besides the number 12 pick he already has. People undervaluing this draft don't understand what they're thinking. Look at the Spurs. They have 2 top 10 picks, which can be used to pick perfect surrounding cast talent for Victor Wembanyama. If you have Wemby and you draft a top guy who needs the ball in his hands to be great, you're taking away from Wemby's development. You have 2 picks to fill out needs to help Wembanyama. And if you're the GM and ownership, you consult with Victor, getting his perspective on what kind of players he thinks can help the team win. Spurs are in a great position to make a leap next year, and it will be interesting to see where they go. A lot of fans are hoping for the Spurs to pursue Trae Young to pair with Victor, likely utilizing both of their picks in the process. On the contrary, people are hoping for the Hawks to move on from Trae Young. I'm over here saying why. You just won number 1 overall pick, likely to be some kind of skilled French big man, to pair alongside Young and whoever else you can tool with him. When you have someone like Trae who can will a team to a conference finals with the right players around him, you don't blow the team up this soon. If you're the Spurs, build a core around Victor with your draft picks and eventually attract a quality free agency signing. We see how with the Suns, things can go bad with all the trading. Even the Clippers. They gave up their entire future for Paul George, who had a decent run there, but he nor the team could ever stay healthy. Now the Thunder are thriving with all of the draft capital. They just lost to the Mavs, but they'll be back and better. If I'm in a draft war room, I'm looking at the prospects and examining them using this Porzingis/Bender test I made up. You watch Kristaps' draft workout before the 2015 draft and he got booed, and you say, okay, I can see why they think so highly of him. When you watch Dragon Bender stuff, he looked more like a Spencer Hawes than an MVP candidate. You select a player you believe has a combination of natural size and ability with a high work ethic, and you really can't go wrong. A lot of times players just look like they shouldn't belong, yet with all the analytics that goes on in an organization, they still get picked and they don't pan out. This class might be billed like a stinker, but don't sleep on it yet. Now, if everyone turns into Mario Hezonjas, we can come back to this video and say, okay, this class stunk.